All right. Major league technical difficulties right now. Let me tell you, right? Ugh, it's a bunch of crap. So, we're back, but we're not going to be able to do what I planned to do. And now I'm super upset about it. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, come on. This is last time, the freaking audio was complete garbage, complete trash. Like, just endless echo of me saying the same thing over and over and over again. And now today it just decides to not stay live streaming. It's just a bunch of crap. My goodness. Oh, the fun of live stream. I feel your pain. Yeah, and it's crap. I don't know. I got to figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. And I thought I had it down earlier, but apparently I didn't. So we got 10 people in the I keep saying Facebook, in the YouTube now, and we got 4 people over here in the TikTok. Let's go ahead and wait again. See if we can get some more people in here to join us. So, all right. So what I was wanting to do was share my screen with you guys and talk about all of the deform, like wow, I'm totally blanking right now. Talking about the land formations across the planet from the big flood that took place 12,000 years ago when the glaciers melted. And that would have, I had all this stuff all lined up, and now I guess we can't really do what I wanted to do. So let's, you can give us coordinates for Google Earth and we can go to them. Yeah, I could do that. That would be difficult though, because the way I wanted, it's just, not everybody's going to be able to look that up. You know what I'm saying? When they're watching me, we got people on here on TikTok as well. And if you guys are on TikTok, come over here and join the YouTube if you want, or you can stay over here. I'll be going back and forth between the comment section. One thing I really need to get better at. So I listened to my last live stream, and I really need to get better at like finishing your guys' comments before I try to answer it. I'll be like sitting there reading, and then all of a sudden I'll stop and just start answering it. It's like, oh, that does not help anybody else on here. So coming down here, we've got 6 people here on TikTok. They're joining. We're joining. But I guess while we wait for people to join, just go ahead and throw some questions at me if you guys want to. Oh, by the way, Climbing Mount Stupid, the podcast I did with Climbing Mount Stupid, Hendrick, is up on his YouTube channel. I will definitely put that down in the comment section at some point. Let me actually find it here for my YouTube people so I can give it to you guys at least. It was a really good conversation. He also had some technical difficulties. He wanted to live stream it as well, but he was running into problems just like me, it seems like. Oh, don't be loud. That almost was really bad. Copy, put this over here for you guys. Here's a link to the live stream or to the podcast I did with Climbing Mount Stupid. It was a really good conversation. Hendrick was a really cool guy. And he did a really good job, actually, of editing the video because he's in Belgium and I'm in the United States, so distance. And everything would keep lagging really bad. So it made the conversation interesting, to say the least. But he did a really good job of editing out all the BS and like adding stuff, and it's really good. It was really good. So definitely go check that out if you guys want to. We have 15 people here on the YouTube and 8 here on the TikTok. Man, I tell you, this week has been something else. Yesterday, I spent all day shoveling. All day. My shoulders are so unbelievably sore right now. It sucks. Hello down here in the TikTok. We've got lots of interested people joining, but not real conversation. Just go and throw whatever you guys want at me. Like I said before, the plans I wanted to do today did not go through. So I'm honestly probably not going to be sticking around for super long. Why do you shovel so hard? It's not a matter of shoveling hard. It's a matter of how much you shovel. Several trailers worth of dirt for the gardens that we've been doing up in my parents' house. Like these boxes. We built these boxes. We dug out we terraced out this hillside, made these boxes, and had to put a whole bunch of dirt and stuff in the boxes. And you had to do all that by hand, essentially. And wow, it was something else. Let me tell you. All right, I'm gonna come over here. 1N220DND. Why do you think we have such a hard time understanding scales of time and of distance, etc.? Well, because your mind isn't, you can't process the amount of information required to understand that, is how I would probably say that. I mean, obviously, like when it comes to like smaller scale stuff, we're pretty good at that. You can understand, 20 feet. Okay. But once you start getting into the hundreds, our minds really can't put a picture to actually how far that distance is. And then when you get into the thousands and even millions, woo, yeah, your mind does not have the capability of understanding that. Your neural processes just can't understand that because you've never seen that kind of distance all in one. It's kind of probably what that is. When you're sitting there trying to imagine a mile, if you haven't really walked a mile, you really don't understand how far a mile is. If all you do is drive a mile, that's your perspective of a mile. It takes this long to do a mile at this speed. But if you walk a mile, you will have a better understanding and appreciation for those people who can do that over and over and over and over and over again really friggin' fast. That's what I would say about that. Okay, Jerembo 47. What do you know about the Sedona vortex? Anything? I don't think I have heard of the Sedona vortex. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Give me a second real quick. Yeah, Thor, it's being bad, bro. It's like, whew, I don't know what's up with that. Let me see what's in the TikTok now. We got 10 people down here. What's good, people over here on the TikTok? We're also on the YouTube. So if you want to come over here to YouTube, you can do that, but stay on TikTok. That's totally fine. Okay, talk about more about the steel balls found in the coal mine or so. Okay, I forget I know what you're talking about. I forget exactly what the place was called where these things were found. And I forget how old they are. In fact, if you remember the name of them, hold on, let's see if we can find the name of them real quick. Ancient steel ball found in coal. Yeah, if this is correct. No, that's not it. There they are. Yeah, so there's these ancient balls. It's got these weird lines on them, okay, that was found in this coal mine. And the problem is with finding anything in coal is that the coal is really freaking old, okay, millions even years old. So to find anything with coal on it or around it is substantial. But there's these little tiny spheres. Let me look at a picture of them so I can explain to it, you guys, okay? So it's like this ball with these like 3 lines that go around this little tiny ball. And there's like 2 or 3 of them. I'm seeing 3 right here in this picture. But what are they made of is my question right now. I need to look into that. You say it's steel. I don't remember knowing if it was steel, but if it's steel, that's substantial. Like, what is that? How did that get in the coal? What are they called? Man, I wish I was able to do what I wanted to do. Here's what they're called. Wow, how do you say this right now? Clerk's drop sphere. KL. Let me just paste this right now. KLERKSDORP sphere. Copy. Let me drop this in here for my YouTube guys so you guys can see that. Probably should have copied the whole thing. Big old dummy. Copy. Paste. But very, very interesting. Yes, those are definitely strange. I will look into that further. One thing I've been diving into most recently is the Antikythera mechanism. Okay, I saw that thing a while ago. And for any of you who don't know what the Antikythera mechanism is, let me pull this up here for my YouTube people. to get an idea of what I'm talking about. If you don't know what it is, this is how you spell it. Okay, it's this mechanism that they found a bunch of sponge divers. You know, like the dudes in like the metal scuba gear with the weird, like really old scuba diver type thing. Okay, he was in, forget exactly where in the Mediterranean, but they found a shipwreck in 1901. A bunch of like statues and stuff, and then he also found this weird thing that had this like cog wheel on it, and it was like, what the heck is this? And from then forward, of them finally going down and picking up the rest of the stuff, and then figuring out, you know, what this thing is, it took like mathematicians and all sorts of different type of people to decipher what this thing is, and using technology to pierce through it and look at the insides of it, because obviously it's been underwater for thousands of years. I think it was like, they estimate it to be 2,000 years old. And the problem with that is that gears and cogs like this, to this level of precision, didn't exist according to our current model of history. Once they found this, they had to rewrite the history books on when cogs were invented. Because now we have cogs going back 2,000 years. That's substantial. But then once you get into like the mathematics of like the teeth on the cogs and how fast each cog turns and which cog is connecting to which cog, the complexity of this device is just through the roof. And what does it do? It's a calendar, a planetary astronomical calendar. It can calculate where the planets will be in the sky. It can calculate the phases of the moon. It can calculate solar eclipses. And the level of precision required in order to get it this accurate as we believe it is, the level of understanding of astronomy is it's so through the roof. I mean, it's mind-numbing how crazy it is. All right, we got 33 people over here on the YouTube. Welcome, everybody. We got 10 people still over here on TikTok. So what was happening earlier? So I tried to live stream earlier using OBS where I could share my screen with you guys, because I've been wanting to do this for a freaking while now, but it would not let me. Well, it would let me, but it wouldn't continue to live stream. It would like stop, and I would have to like restart it. And I had some people saying that it was super laggy, and I'm just like, okay, screw this. So I came back over here, and we're going to just do this again, and I'm going to try to fix it for next time. But man, it's just crazy. And I'm not a computer geek like a lot of people are. This is my first time actually owning a computer, and it's interesting. So let me come back down in here into the YouTube comments. Actually, let me do this guy's comment right here. All right, let me actually do this one on TikTok. Joseph Buttle. What is your opinion on how the granite tombs were hollowed out? If you're talking about the granite boxes in the Serapeum, that is a wonderful question, and I wish I knew the answer. I have no idea the technology required to do that. We've never replicated those boxes before, ever. Okay, we have an idea. Now, I'm not saying we can't make a box similar to that, but I don't think we can make a box near to the level of majesty and precision as that box. It's never been done before, so I'm confident in saying that. Nobody can be like, oh, we can absolutely make that box. Are you sure? Has anybody actually ever done it? The answer is no. So how the heck do you know that we can? Yeah. But I would love to know the answer to that question on what it would actually take to hollow out that box. There's a lot of ideas of people saying that they use sound frequency. Okay. What if they were using sound? What kind of technology were you talking then? Like, because we don't use sound to quarry rock. Like, if you can use sound to quarry rock, wow, that's insane. Wow, we got a lot of people coming here in the YouTube now. In the comments, I just got a whole bunch of comments at one time. All right, we're going to do Jaden Moore. What is your favorite theory about history to talk about? I love talking about the Younger Dryas cataclysmic event. Like, because I don't think enough of us really understand and appreciate the amount of destruction this planet went through 11,000 years ago and back. We're talking about events so biblical, they shook the very core and soul of we humanity. That completely left us desolate, and we literally had to restart. If that event took place to our civilization today, it would be a restart. And that's exactly what it was. It was a massive extinction event. The woolly mammoths went extinct, the hairy rhino, all of the megafauna just vanished essentially within the span of this short little period of time. Humans were going through that 100%. So I definitely love talking about the Younger Dryas cataclysmic event, but really anything when it comes to real antiquity, like ancient history, I could talk about that stuff all day. It's pretty great. All right, now where were you? Where'd you go? All right, let me come back. I'm going to go back and forth like this and come back down here into the TikTok. Diamond tip steel or lasers, the sarcophagus were there before the pyramids. The flying, however you say that. Diamonds, tip steels, or lasers. The sarcophagus were there before the pyramids. Well, here's the thing with the pyramids, real quick. Okay. There are things to suggest that the oldest portion of the pyramids is at the very center and towards the Queen's Chamber. The Queen's Chamber is closer to the ground from the King's Chamber, right? The King's Chamber is up here. They're thinking that there was a much older mound or structure there that someone then built the rest of the pyramid on top of. So, yes, I believe those granite boxes to be really way older than academics claim. I mean, just remarkably cut granite stored in a cave system that had been completely untouched for thousands of years. Those things could be so unbelievably ancient. Like, oh, it just makes me crazy. But I also would think that the King's Chamber and the granite inside the King's Chamber shows extreme similarities to the level of precision as the granite boxes in the Serapeum. I believe the same type of technology was used to create both of them. Now, granted, the boxes within the Serapeum are way more polished and finished than the stones within the Great Pyramid, but that's probably because you didn't have to. Whatever the functions of these objects are, it clearly did not require that the stones within inside the Great Pyramid be polished. But for some reason, those boxes are polished. Is it just for some artistic rendition of look what we can do, or is there an actual function and purpose for it? That's my question. Very good question. Let me come back down here. I'm thinking of Randall Carlson's work, for example. Yes, I will sing the praises of Randall Carlson all day. Definitely look up Randall Carlson. If you don't know who he is, look up him on YouTube and just listen to that man. I would love to have a conversation with him one day. That would be amazing. Beard Monster. So I was trying to keep conversation when I first learned about Carolina Bays. My mind was blown. I spent at least an hour just staring at Google Maps, scrolling around, looking at all of them. Amazing. Yeah, me too. Like 100%. Go to Google Earth is what you want to do. Go to Google Earth and look up Carolina Bays and just look at them. In fact, actually, I don't even know if you can type it in. I don't think if you type in Carolina Bays on Google Earth, you'll just get a neighborhood. What you need are the coordinates. And you know what? I'm going to do that for you guys right now. So you guys can do it if you want to. Google Earth. Let me load this back up for you real quick. Crap. I just totally clicked the wrong button. But yeah, the Carolina Bays are amazing. And I honestly think that the current explanation for these things is just a bunch of really? Is that really how these things formed? The current explanation on how these things were created is that wind, really heavy winds coming off of the Laurentide ice sheet during the Ice Age on top of northern United States and Canada blew across the landscape and hit these ponds and lakes to blow the water into these oval shapes. And it's like, are you sure that's how that happened? And why are they in this crescent moon shape through the United States? That doesn't make any freaking sense. All right, what are the coordinates for right here? How do I find that out right here? Boosh. No, that's not it. Man. Oh, yes. So, guys, come to the Discord. In fact, let me throw that up here for you right now. Give me one moment. Let me do that. We'll come back to the Caribou line of bays in a second. I've been really bad about letting you guys know about the Discord. Man, I really wish I was able to show my screen right now. That would make all of this so much easier. Links. Got to go sift through it, find the link to it. All right, copy. I'm going to throw this out my YouTube again on people on TikTok. If you want to join the Discord, you're going to have to come over here. People on TikTok, yeah, come to Phantom Universe on YouTube to actually like be here in the conversation over here. I'm just pulling people from here to throw you guys over here, trying to get as many people over here on the YouTube as possible. But I just threw a link down in the Discord, okay? And eventually, I would love to jump over Discord more often. In fact, I'm going to talk with my dude who's been helping me with the Discord, and we're going to work that out. Oh, so you can share. Okay, all right, cool. So we'll definitely work that out, Thor. But where am I getting noises from right now? I got noises everywhere. How do I see the coordinates for the freaking Google Earth right now? This is driving me crazy. Oh, okay, here it is. How do I copy paste that? All right, we're not gonna be able to do this right now. You just need to look up Carolina Bays. All right, I'll figure that out freaking later. But Antonio Zamora is the name of the guy who really has a lot of really good stuff on the Carolina Bays. Antonio Zamora. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how you spell his name. But he goes into he does all of the math. He's this big he's a total nerd kind of guy. It's really, really interesting. But anyway, he does all the math to calculate the size of the objects, the ice boulders coming in to create the Carolina Bays from the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis. He goes into the trajectories, the size of them, how fast they were flying, and he was able to calculate all of this by the ovals, by the Carolina Bays themselves, to know how big the object was that hit the ground, to be able to toss that amount of material up into the atmosphere to begin with. And it's pretty remarkable. I'm not saying he's got it 100% perfect, and his stuff is still going through the peer-reviewed process within the scientific community, but it is fascinating stuff to watch. I love it so much. All right, I'm going to come back down here into the TikTok right now. Yes, thank you over here, Sarah Jane, again. Look at you, on top of things. All right, I think you guys are just talking amongst yourselves. All right, I'm going to come back over here to the YouTube because not a lot's going on over there. All right, we got 40 people over here on the YouTube. Welcome, everybody. We're doing the YouTube. On the YouTube again. You, sir. AFD Dr. AIM. Help me with that stuff. I would like your help with that stuff because I don't know what the flip I'm doing when it comes to OBS. I've been trying to watch these YouTube tutorials on how to use OBS, and I got it down to where I can flip through the screens, and that's going really well. But for whatever reason, when I go to a live stream, it's really laggy and it just cuts out, and I got to keep restarting it over and over and over again. It's a bunch of BS, man. All right. A lot of people use OBS. All right. Well, we will talk about OBS in the Discord. So join the Discord. If you don't have Discord, I don't know what to tell you, but join the Discord and we'll have an OBS discussion and walkthrough and tutorial session. How about that? Because it needs to happen because I'm so ready to do what I originally want to do. Because my whole plan for building this computer, for building this whole setup down here and everything, was to get down here and do YouTube videos, which I eventually am going to be doing when this whole coronavirus crap stops for my life and we come back. I'm able to come back down here and live down here again. And when I get home, I can just immediately jump on here and do some really cool stuff for you guys because there's a lot to talk about. And yes, 100% TikTok is way too short, but it's really, really, really good bite-sized information for everybody. It's fast. It keeps your attention and it works clearly because I got I think it's like 300. I'm about to hit 400K followers now, and that's just kind of like, whoa, that's crazy. 400,000 people are like paying attention to me. That's pretty nuts. Come back down here. Yucatan Impact. Dalimar 2000. I think that's how you say that. Dalimar 2000. Yucatan Impact. All right, so the Yucatan Impact hit above. Man, I forget the exact name of exactly where it hit, but the meteor that killed the dinosaurs off basically hit in the Yucatan. And I don't know the specific specs on this object yet. I'm going to be doing a TikTok about it eventually. But huge object. Okay, it was going really fast and it was massive. Slammed into the planet over the top of the Yucatan, right underneath basically the United States, where the United States is in Mexico. And man, the interesting thing about this, okay, before we discovered that it was a meteorite that killed off the dinosaurs, the hypothesis was that it was massive volcanic activity, because there was massive volcanic activity happening during that time period. Over in India, there are these massive lava flows, huge lava flows in the geological record that we know existed, and they date back to around the time of the dinosaurs. So the original idea was that the massive volcanic activity is what caused the dinosaurs to go extinct. And then, come to find out, we got hit by a meteorite around the same time. Well, not we, excuse me. The dinosaurs got hit by a meteorite around the same time when all this volcanic activity was happening. So one of the ideas is that the volcanic activity was spewing out of the crust of the planet, and then the meteor hit us and then gushed it out. Because like it goes like from like the volcanic layers, you have these little tiny layers, and then all of a sudden it's just this huge layer of lava all of a sudden out of nowhere. And the idea is that massive growth and thickness of all these volcanic layer, I don't know the terms for this kind of stuff, by the way, I apologize, could suggest that the meteor basically hit the planet and made it like just gush outward. And that's just, that would suck. Going from volcanoes to something hitting you from space, that's just a double whammy. And that it was a lot went extinct around that time period. Like the planet would not have been a fun place to exist in. Antonio Zamora, thank you. Another thing, guys, I'm going to throw this out there again, too. We got merch and t-shirts and stuff like that. We got this copywritten. I paid $100 and something to get this stuff copywritten. And it's like, whew. So if you could do that over there, Sarah, that'd be great, too. Those are t-shirts we got going right now. I appreciate all of the support you guys are giving me so far with that kind of stuff, and might as well promote that. I'm moving forward with the sponsor that I've been talking with. I haven't signed it yet, but screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The water machine. We're going to be talking about the water machine here soon, but it purifies your water on an awesome. It's an awesome product. It's made out of glass. It looks really nice. It's gravity fed. And it purifies, like quite literally purifies your water. You can throw a whole bunch of whatever you want in there and water's going to come out of it. And we're going to be talking about that later, but it's called the water machine. Look it up. It's really, really cool stuff. All right, I'm going to come back down in here into what are your thoughts on the coronavirus from Big Arison? Well, the coronavirus is real. And for those people that say that it isn't real, I'm just like, okay, people are dying. The problem with the coronavirus, and who knows if YouTube's going to ban me because they're just banning everybody right now, is that it is not as bad as they say it was. Now, it doesn't mean we shouldn't have taken the precaution. No, 100%. Like Tim Pool has a really good analogy of this. Is like, when Florida sees a hurricane, a huge category 5 hurricane coming at them, you take the precautions of the hurricane, but you don't get upset when the hurricane takes a left and completely misses you. No. But you also don't keep your houses all boarded up and you don't stay in your basements hiding. Okay? The coronavirus hurricane has passed. We're getting hit by little sprinkles every now and then. But the big scare that they had on us a long time ago is not what they were saying. And all these people saying, like all these governors saying that we're not going to open up until there are no coronavirus deaths is like the amount of people that are going to starve to death will completely outnumber the people ever killed by the coronavirus. And until we the people, because we're the ones in charge of all this, by the way, guys. Stop letting these people control our lives like this. Nothing's going to change. It's really frustrating. But we shouldn't talk about politics. I don't want to talk about politics. You got me talking about politics. Gosh darn you. I'll come back down in here on the YouTube. Beard Monster again. Carolina Bays. Yeah, the water blown explanation would probably be okay if they were the only marks on the face of the earth like it. Brian O'Carlson explanation. We don't see these kind of formations anywhere else with the Carolina Bays. That's the other problem. Like, I mean, there are a few interesting things that might be, but the way we see it in the United States is nowhere else on the planet, which is super, super interesting. And the thing is with like the wind coming off the Laurentide ice sheet is that the way it blows the water, how does it make uniform, like always consistent uniform ovals through the Carolina Bays? That's I just don't see how wind can do that. And then you have like them overlapping. Like you have a few smaller ones overlapping and inside bigger ones. How does that happen? That just doesn't make any sense. All right, coming back down in here. I remember meeting this guy in Overwatch, Killer King. What's good, my bro? Yeah, so I would, before all of this craziness took place, I would play Overwatch. Loved Overwatch. Okay, once that I've been playing that game from like the beginning up until coronavirus, basically. But it got to the point where Overwatch turned into something else from what it was. So what I would do is I would just make a lobby called "This Information Will Shatter Your Reality," and just let people join in my lobby, and we would just sit there in the home screen talking. And I'll just give them my explanation and the picture and theory I've put forward, and then just talk to people and get some people to argue with you. But a lot of people, honestly, really take the information pretty well. And so I probably spoke with like hundreds of people 5 at a time. And doing that a lot really lets you retain a lot of information off the top of your head really quick. Like I have a script in my brain that I did on like that one pod, like the first live stream when I was wearing the black t-shirt or my black cutoff. That's basically the script I do. And I'm eventually going to be doing an actual like cut and like polished video of that theory all in one. So expect that to come soon. Well, I don't know about soon, but it's going to come out eventually. But yeah, definitely. Welcome back, Killer King. Let me come back. 8 people on the TikTok latitude. All right, we got Sarah's on top of everything over here. All right. Yeah, usually we have a bunch of people on the TikTok, but they must be coming over here to the YouTube. So yeah, if you guys want to jump over here to the YouTube, that's the best place to be. We're kind of just grabbing people from over here, tossing them over here so we can get as much people in here as possible. We got 42 in here now. What's good? All right. Sarah Lowy smiles. Sarah Lowy. I don't even know how to say you guys' names. I'm horrible at pronouncing this stuff, by the way. You are the absolute favorite here. You are my absolute favorite here on YouTube and TikTok. I could listen to you for hours. Well, thank you for the compliment. That's super dope to know. Ian Chamberlain. You said you make 1911s. Live stream. Where can I buy one you make? Okay. So I cannot talk about my job on TikTok because TikTok will get upset about my job. And I'm not going to do any more gun stuff about TikTok because I got banned last time I did anything about guns. But anyway, I build high precision 1911 pistols for competition shooters. And it's a very niche part of the gunsmithing world. Like the basic model gun is like $3,000. So it's a lot, but it's called Accuracy X is the name. Let me type it for you. There you go. These are the guns I build. Go and take a look at the website and whatnot. But that is that. And if you got $3,000 laying around, go for it, bro. But most people don't. I know. I totally get it. But the guns we make can group like this big at 50 yards. 10 rounds at 50 yards. Those are the groupings, the guns we make. can do, and it's pretty awesome. Nobody else can do it. Okay, Samuel Huckle, you should be on the History Channel. Who knows, bro? Who knows? That'd be pretty dope. Not bad enough to destroy the economy over. Yep, I agree with the coronavirus stuff. Question about Bob Lazar. So Bob Lazar, what's interesting about Bob Lazar is that this is a dude, like, just look at Bob Lazar, first of all. Just go stare at the dude. He doesn't look like a guy who wants attention. Okay, he's a majorly antisocial individual. Clearly, you can tell that just really by his appearance and the way he talks. So why would this dude come out the way he did and completely ruin his life? Ruined his life. He has been miserable since he ever came out talking about UFOs and working on them. Okay, why would he lie about it is my question. What did he gain? Because he gained nothing, quite literally. Then you have him obviously blowing off the lid on where Area 51 was, and then the government had to, officially accept that, yeah, that's where Area 51 is. Then you had him talking about Element 115, and boosh, all of a sudden in 2003, we create Element 115. Now, it was an unstable isotope, so it didn't stay in existence for very long, but Element 115 officially exists according to the chemists and people in high places. So for this dude to just have, and the other thing is, it's like, it's not just a matter of him knowing the next number on the periodic table. No, he gave specific characteristics and features of the element that boosh, we come to find out existed. It's pretty nuts. So I think there's something substantial to his story. Is he talking about is everything he say true? No, I don't believe that at all. And here's why. Not because he's lying, but with the way these government programs work in the deep state, as far as I'm aware, okay, I've never been there, okay, I don't know, but what I heard is that in order to keep track of who has what information, if anybody were to leak anything, okay, they'll give you a bunch of actual facts, actual real things that have, that exist, and then they'll throw in a bunch of other BS crap to filter in with it, so you can't tell what's real and what's fiction. Okay, so that when you go out and you start talking about it into the real world, they'll know exactly who's leaking the information because they are the only people who got that information. And they'll be spewing a bunch of BS that doesn't actually exist. So it's kind of like a win-win. So who knows what about Bob Lazar is inaccurate and what is real? That's the problem. We unfortunately will never know, probably, unless who knows. All right, Delmar 2000. That would mean the History Channel would have to do shows about history. Ha! Yeah. I tell you guys. So I get people like, oh, you've been watching Ancient Aliens. It's like, no, I actually have not been watching Ancient Aliens. I don't think I've ever watched an entire episode of Ancient Aliens all the way through. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy, like the drama and like all this flashy BS that they put in all this stuff. I just want the information. Like give it to me straight without all the BS. That's all I care about. Okay. Beard Monster. Supposedly Bob Lazar didn't ruin his life. LOL, the government deleted his existence. Yeah, I mean, well, he didn't want his life to be ruined, so of course he didn't ruin his life. The consequences of his actions ruined his life. And he's even said that if he could go back and do it over again, he would not let out the information he did. I'm pretty sure he said that on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I know he said it in the documentary. He has a documentary over it. Gregory Festo, I make ballistic shields. That's pretty dope. He went over it last stream. What are you talking about? The Phantom Universe Shadow Your Reality lobbies were great. Oh yeah, dude. That's some really good stuff. I had some really good conversations with some people. Like there were some times where I would like on the Xbox again, talking about like the Shadow Your Reality lobbies. I would have some really long conversations with some people, and it was really cool. I got people talking in here. Oh yeah, we got people in the Discord now. Very good, very cool. there a way to tell how many people are in here, though? I'm not seeing a number anywhere. Oh, well, I'll figure all this stuff out later. I'm a major league noob when it comes to like social media and stuff like that. I'm not going to lie, guys. That was the main reason I stopped watching the History Channel. Yeah, it's pretty cringy. I'm not gonna lie. Like the History Channel, TV itself is something else. I'm not a big TV guy as it is. So he said on Beard Monster. Yeah, he said it on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about Bob Lazar. He probably said it a few times. His story has been very consistent throughout decades. I agree. I very agree. Jimbo47. I'm watching a series on the History Channel called The Secrets of Skywalker Ranch. It's kind of historic. Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch is like, there's a lot of like the paranormal voodoo weirdness with that. Now, one thing about Skinwalker Ranch is like the in a second, Austin. The thing that always gets to me is like the cows that were like dissected in Skinwalker Ranch. Like looks like they were cut up by a bunch of something. I don't think it was aliens. I think there's a much better explanation than aliens when it comes to a lot of the stuff we see down here on this planet. Austin Hoyt 13 on TikTok. What's simulation theory? ? I've answered this question so many times, sir. There's no way of knowing whether or not you're in a simulation or not. So it's kind of hard to say. But honestly, I've already gone over that several times, bro. I'm probably going to skip on that question again. If you want, you probably go watch one of the previous live streams and we'll get to that. Or eventually, I'll be able to make a video about it here on YouTube when I finally decide to come back down here and get back to it. 9:46. But my original plan for the people who are still here, who are people who have joined before, my original plan, and that I was trying to do earlier, is do a split, like a share screen with you guys using OBS. But apparently it was super laggy for a bunch of people, and it kept cutting out and just stopping. So here we are doing this again. Eventually, we'll be doing some really cool stuff here soon. Did Earth have 2 moons? Discovis? No, I don't think so. I don't think I've never heard of that. The Earth having 2 moons. Definitely don't think so. You should be able to see the number of people at the right-hand side of your screen saying online under the admin. Okay. Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. Good to know. Good to know. Do you have an editor? Like a video editor? Yes. Yes, I do. It's not a very good one. It's just a cheap one that I got offline. I really wanted the Adobe suite. Like what's the name of the Adobe program? I would eventually love to have that, but I don't have any money right now currently because the government's coming to take it all. Yay. Taxes. There's no way of telling that you are in a simulation because once you find a glitch, the system will fix the glitch and you in the process. That's interesting. Should have like a glitch in the Matrix, like with the cat, like, so let's say it would have completely erased Neo's memory of that cat walking by. If nobody's seen the Matrix, you've been living under a rock. Okay. So if I'm talking about the Matrix and you don't know what I'm talking about, what's wrong with you? But anyway, there's a part where Neo, he sees a cat walk by and then it meows and he walks up the stairs a little bit and then it happens again in the exact same way. And there was a glitch in the Matrix where something changed. So I guess with that idea, then Neo should have had his memory wiped or something. Zero. I mean, do you have someone who edits videos for you? Oh, no, it's all good. No, I do all the editing myself. Yeah. So it's time consuming. It's definitely interesting, but I like to be in control of the process, basically. Come down here to this dude's comment. Disco Visco. What if when aliens came down, they saw apes and had a plan to evolve man to help harvest gold? That is from the ancient Sumerian cuneiform tablets and the Anunnaki's plan to mine for gold to fix their planet Nibiru, which is this big, long elliptical orbit compared to all the rest of the planets. And so they came down to mine for gold, hated doing the work. So Inky, I think was his name, I forget the name of the actual god, created humans from the apes on the planet to mine for the gold. And it's been interesting that humans have been obsessed with gold for a very, very, very long time. Okay, what do you think about the theorized gold-silver alloy that was once on the Great Pyramid? I think it's all just kind of like hypotheses and ideas. I don't think we can really confirm any of that because we have no idea. What we do know was on the Great Pyramid, though, was the smooth sandstone casing stones. Okay, and where is that cap? The reason why they say it was gold or some kind of precious metal is because it's missing, obviously. Okay, well, is it missing? Was it just a solid, all the way to the top? I can imagine that they would have some kind of bling at the top of that thing. I mean, come on. Yeah. Was it gold? I have no idea. Gold is very conductive. So maybe it had a function and it was raided and torn off. I mean, it makes sense why it would have a golden pyramidon. Pyramidon? I forget the actual term for it. There's a name for it, but I don't remember what it is. Not GTA streetlight used real electricity. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I don't know. Do you think you'll ever go on an expedition on like the ancient sites to see them in person? I would love to. That'd be great. First of all, the planet has to stop being on fire. First of all, that'd be great. Which I think, it should be. We should be seeing a better progression from. No, correction. We're still going to be going on the downhill slope when it comes to the economy for a while now. We're not going to stop feeling the effects of this until probably next year. This fall, we're going to really feel the effects of the coronavirus. But once all this finally does kind of calm down, whenever that decides to happen, I would love to go to Egypt. That would be amazing. And the problem is that I'm going to have a really hard time of these people telling me that I can't go to a specific location. That pisses me off. When people block off, like completely shut down everything. We're not allowed to go in that tunnel. That pisses me off. I'm like, what's in the tunnel? What's in the tunnel? But nobody cares. Nobody these days cares. All they care about is what's going on Twitter. Just all they care about. Dilemma 2000. Gold and silver pure light has been alloyed for a very long time, even leaching into mysticism. Yeah. I mean, there's an idea that the Ark of the Covenant had like this powdery stuff in it that was actually like some kind of powdered gold. And the idea is that the powder from the gold in the Ark of the Covenant was the same powder used to repair the atmosphere of the Anunnaki. That's just a theory. Not a game theory. It's not a game theory, though. I'm come back down here to the TikTok, see what everybody's saying down here. 6 people in here now. How many more years do you think humans will kill themselves off the planet? I don't know. I don't fully understand that question, bro. It's an interesting question, though. Cody Noth. I feel the same about those tunnels. Yeah, definitely. The Ark of the Covenant theories scare me big time. Yeah. Like the Ark of... Oh, you guys want to see something crazy? I still don't know how I feel about this. Let me make sure I spell this right. Okay. Now, disclaimer. I am not religious or nothing right now, but this one threw me for a loop. Look this thing up. Horeb Split Rock. 6 people over here on TikTok. Oh, there goes the battery. I should have charged this thing earlier. Okay, guys, on TikTok, I'm going to have to go. The batteries are dying, but it's been a pleasure. Bye. Yeah, we're probably not going to be doing the TikTok and the YouTube thing at the same time because it seems like not a lot of people like to join on the TikTok. thing. Man, that's a bunch of BS that got banned off my other channel. Okay, but anyway, back to the Horeb split rock. So this thing is located in Syria. Very, very, very interesting looking rock. If you're looking at it right now, highly recommend doing so. Okay, it's just huge rock on top of this hill. And it's got this massive cut right through it. But the thing is, it doesn't go all the way through the stone. It stops. It's still a single stone. But it's in the middle of the desert. And where the Sahara, or excuse me, the Syria only gets like 2 inches of rain a year. But at the base of this stone is heavy, heavy water erosion. Like a river was once moving across these stones. How the stones are like rounded off. They're really nice and smooth stones. Well, the interesting thing about this stone is that it's supposedly on the same path Moses took the Israelites out of Egypt. So if you know, and if you're familiar with the Bible at all, and the story of that, of Moses taking the Israelites out of Egypt, the path they took after they got to Mount Sinai, and Moses supposedly got the golden tablets and did all that kind of stuff, they were in the middle of the desert, all dying of thirst. And so God commanded Moses to go walk up and speak to a stone to release the waters of heaven. Moses hit the stone with his stick, and the stone claved in half, which means split. And the fountains of heaven opened up and gave water to all of the Israelites. And you have this stone not far away from where Mount Sinai is, with a black top, like black peak to it, with this massive clave going through it and massive water erosion underneath it. And that's interesting. That is super interesting. I don't know how I feel about that one. That one's kind of bizarre. Jowl, this is a major component of this predicate pandemic. Yeah, I mean, Jal, Jal. I definitely think this was not an accident. I'm on board with that. That rock did not look like it was naturally split. Need better, closer pictures. There are closer pictures of it somewhere. Let me see if I can find one for you. I'm just in Google Images right now, but I know there's a picture somewhere of a dude standing, like you can stand in the crack of that rock. It's huge. Why are there? I know there's more pictures somewhere. There he is. Let me bring this up real quick. No, I don't want to accept your terms. No, go away. What is this nonsense? All right, so you just have to find it yourself because this is not working. Man, I'm having major technical difficulties all freaking day right now. Yeah, it definitely does not look natural. And it's still connected at the bottom, okay? But there is a picture of a guy standing in the split, and you can see the stone, and it quite literally looks like massive water jets had been blasting at the side of this rock. It looks very, very, very strange. I've heard the story with Moses. Never knew there was an actual rock that could be related. Yeah, I didn't either until I was just randomly, on the internet one time, and it was like, holy crap. Yeah. Okay. So guys, let's go for another like 15 or so minutes, and I'm gonna scoot out of here. We've been going for 54 minutes so far. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, and I'm a little upset about it because just answering questions is going to get so old after a while of me like saying the same things over and over and over again because a lot of people ask the same questions. Mobus probably had some ancient tech as his staff. I don't know. How do you make water come out of a rock? That's a different level of technology, if that's what we're talking about. But another interesting thing about the Moses tale, and again, this is all speculation, guys. I'm not like claiming anything here. With the Ark of the Covenant again, there's a tale where they're transporting the Ark of the Covenant, and like one of the guards or like one of the dudes holding the ark slips, and it like almost fell. And this dude trying to protect the ark, like tried to stop it. He like put his hands on it, and it killed him. He just dropped dead. That's how the story goes. Like the power of God killed him. Okay, well, what if it was some kind of electrical generator? I mean, think of that. That's why they had to use the poles, because they couldn't hold it themselves. Because if you touched it, you would quite literally die. That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. What if it was a generator or some kind of electrical weapon given to them by the Anunnaki space aliens? I have no idea. No, I don't. Who knows? But there's another thing about it. Or was that the Ark of the Covenant? Man, I'm not going to get that right, so we're not going to bring that up. I'll come back down here. Got lots of things happening on the Discord over here. Give me a second. Very good, very good. Sorry. Ark could have been a crude way of carrying nuclear material. I don't know. The thing is, the problem is with nuclear material in the ancient world is that we really don't find trace. I mean, who knows if we have or not? Maybe we just don't know that they found it, but there's no official record of any type of nuclear radiation, anything like that within the archaeological record until we created it in the 1940s. So the idea that there had like some kind of nuclear power, I don't know. Maybe they had some kind of like energy source that was the equivalent of an energy put out of a nuclear explosion. But I have no idea. Weird Monster, dude, do you know how much energy you would need to split a rock that big? Yeah. I mean, it would be substantial. I know that. Another crazy thing now this is a little bit off subject from the Moses thing. Let me take my phone in my pocket. So the idea of like a cursed tomb, like in ancient times, right? You have like the cursed tomb, don't open the tomb or you'll eventually die. Well, the interesting thing about that is that like when you put a body away like that, especially like in the way that the Egyptians did when they embalmed it, there's a specific type of mold that would grow on the body. And I don't know why I thought of this with this whole Ark and Covenant thing, but that's just where I'm going with this. But anyway, to where this mold would grow, and then if the tomb was disturbed, like a brush of air all of a sudden came in, it would throw the spores of this mold up into the air. Whoever entered the tomb at that point would then breathe in all this crap, walk out, and then eventually die later. And to these primitive people, the man who disturbed the tomb was cursed. So that was very interesting. But to keep with that idea, with our nuclear waste, we're putting it deep into the ground in these tunnels, right? And then backfilling it with concrete. How are we going to make sure hundreds of thousands of years from now that nobody's going to disturb that thing? Okay. If like our civilization ends and it's more primitive people again on the planet that eventually like regain the capability of creating civilization, and you have like an archaeologist all of a sudden like finding the tunnel system to this nuclear waste facility, how are you going to try to convince them not to go in there? Because you can't just be like, don't go in here, it's cursed, because we do that all the time. Okay. And if they get down in there and they open up the lid on one of those, housings or whatever they're called, that would be bad. That would be real bad. Okay, come back down here. What's up from Houston, Texas? Erasmo Garza. What's good, bro? I think that's how you say that. Jade Moore. I never thought about that, but it makes sense given the way radiation affects the human body. Yeah. I mean, it would like to somebody who doesn't understand what radiation poisoning is, it would quite literally look like magic. It'd be like, what is going on? Whoa. The Ark was a sound weapon, it would surprise me. If the Ark was a sound weapon, it would surprise me. Sound weapon. I don't know. Does the book talk about it making a noise? I think it might be important. Or if it was like a type of frequency you couldn't even hear. It's an interesting question. Element 112X. I'm hoping that there will be more exploration done on the sunken ruins. 100%. Yeah, I mean, not so much the sunken. Well, first of all, we need to find them. That's the thing. Okay, we only know of a few, and every time they do an expedition in the ocean anywhere, they will eventually come up across something. It's just how it is. The problem is with how much money it costs to do that searching. That's the major league problem. You got to have that dough. And if you ain't got that dough or some kind of funder who has a way of gaining back from his, what's the word, man? I can't remember the word. Like, I'm just gonna keep going with that. Screw it. I'm so tired right now, by the way. I got like a few hours of sleep the other night because I had to make this. I had to do something, and then I spent all day yesterday shoveling stuff, and then I only got like a few hours of sleep last night. So it's getting rough. We're gonna go through it. Let me do like 4 more questions down in here. What razor do you use? I use Gillette Fusion because I don't care. I honestly don't care. It's the one razor. There's one type of head. I forget the head, but it's got like this really nice pad on it to where when you shave, it really is efficient, smooth, and it doesn't grab your skin a whole lot. I forget the name of that one though, but yeah, I just shaved today too, so it's nice and fresh. Yeah, not Deadpool. Also, I love your research and theories that you have gathered and made your own, dude. Really opened my eyes up as it gives way better explanations than just aliens. So thank you. You're very welcome. Yeah, no, we gotta pull everybody back away from the alien idea. And I blame the show Ancient Aliens is what I do. Okay? And, oh gosh, it drives me crazy. The people are like, oh, it's only like you have to go to aliens when you talk about this ancient stuff all the time because you say that these people couldn't have done it. It's like, no, we don't have to go to aliens at all. No, I have only ever said aliens once in the entirety of my TikToks. I'm not going to tell you which video it was. You got to go find it. I've only ever said aliens once. And people just assume because you don't believe these people did it, these aliens must have done it. No, it just makes way more sense that a lost civilization that we just didn't know existed, created everything we see. Love coming from Australia, by the way, not Deadpool. Thank you, sir. Very good. Thank you. It must be late for you. Good grief. Or like early, excuse me. I don't know the exact time zone when it comes to that. Jade Moore, if only life was like Minecraft, it would be so easy to explore sunken places. Well, Minecraft is super basic. So no, life is way more complicated than Minecraft. No. Erasmo Garza blows my mind because it states that modern machinery would be able to do it. I'm not sure what you're saying right now, bro. 41 people in here. By the way, thank you again, everybody. You're probably the same crew I've had a lot in all the other stuff, but it's definitely crazy. And there's a lot that's going to be happening in the future. And eventually, man, I'm going to figure out this stupid live streaming stuff. And we'll talk on the Discord later about this on how to get that fixed because I really, really want to do that because this is boring for me. I mean, that's much for me. I do enjoy talking to you guys, but I can't keep doing this for a live stream. It would get so old so quick. So come down in here real quick. Give me a second. There you go. Thank you, Thor. Yeah, that's a good picture of it. Yeah. I'm over here on the Discord right now looking at the picture that you posted on here. This dude standing in between the crevice of that rock. Look at the rocks, dude. Like, it's just... That does not... That's weird. That's weird as all get out. That's all I got to say. What's the Discord server? Let me send it to you again, everybody. Give me a second. I gotta find my link again. I have so many tabs open from the stuff I was going to talk to you guys about. What we were going to do earlier is go to the Google Earth, and I was going to like zoom in on all these different places of like where like I could show you guys the cataclysmic flooding and like how it tore across the landscape. But man, we'll do it again later. Or excuse me, we won't do it again. We didn't do it today. We will do it at some point. There's the Discord server for everybody if you want to join that. I have not been very active on it yet, but I need to get back to it eventually. And when it comes to my schedule right now, let me guys tell you what's going on with me. So I am obviously back to work now, and I work from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Then I go home to my parents' house, and then I help them with whatever they need on the farm at the time. And then I have the time to start creating another TikTok video, which is why they're coming out so late in the evening now. I mean, the one I did the other night talking about the Sphinx Temple, I came out like super late in the morning because I had to put something out because it's my goal to try to put out a video a day. I'm probably not perfect with it, but we'll see where it goes. But when it comes to like doing anything else, the time frame that I have is really limited right now. But like I said, once I come back to live down here in my place, I will have way more time to be able to produce more content for you guys. But on that note, I'm probably going to head out of here, guys, because I need to drive home to my parents' house, which is an hour away, and get some sleep. So I appreciate every single one of you guys chilling here talking with me. Let's make something happen, guys. I think, given with the amount of attention I've gotten within such a short amount of time, we are starving to know our past. I 100% believe that, given the reaction I've had. So I truly do think that where this could possibly go could be a movement beyond anybody's understanding right now. I think the conscious change we as a species will have once we just understand where a species was not too long ago. Well, I think we'll have a very good impact on our psyche and how we portray ourselves and whatnot. So I'll leave it at that. I appreciate every one of you. And remember, it is time for us to wake up and find the truth of our human species. Later.